Clayton, it is a sacred day set aside to honor our nation's fallen heroes, but with war casualties steadily disappearing from the news and violence in Iraq and Afghanistan on a decline, are Americans losing sight of Memorial Day's significance? Ry Barkut is a former Marine. He's joining us here today. He's an accomplished author, and he's also publishing an op-ed this weekend. If you could talk a little bit about the message that you want to get out there this weekend about how things have changed with Memorial Day.
Thanks, Molly. I wrote this op-ed for the Washington Post, and basically what happened was I was approached last week by a salesman on the street who put a flyer in my face, and the flyer said, Memorial Day blowout sale. And I found myself just frustrated and almost talking back to the salesman who was just doing his job, but it made me really reflect on whether or not we've lost some of the special significance of the day, which is really to honor the war dead. And so in this piece, I basically ask about, is it right to celebrate? And I think that I grew up in a family that's been affected by war. My father's a Vietnam War veteran, and it was always a very solemn day for us. So it was a different type of experience. And I don't think it's wrong to celebrate, but the celebration itself will be so much more meaningful if you recognize why we have the opportunity to do it. So it's really a piece that encourages Americans to pause, to reflect a bit on Memorial Day before you go out with your family and hopefully do celebrate in whatever way that may be.
Right.
And it's interesting. I mean, I've sort of seen this transpire over the last few weeks because we've been on a book tour doing outreach largely to universities across the United States in about 26 cities. And the war and veterans issues are in many ways they're not particularly top of mind.
Right. Ryan, I do want to get to your book before we run out of time. Your book is entitled "It Happened on the Way to War: A Marine's Path to Peace." It really stems from an experience you had as a student, and at the same time you were also heading into the Marines. Talk about this book and what it means to you.
Well, the book, I really wrote it for students in particular, college students, and what it's about is the merging of two forms of service. My service in the Marines, which was really inspired in part by my father, and then social entrepreneurship, or co-founding of a non-governmental organization in one of the world's largest slums in Nairobi, Kenya. And it's about how those two forms of service at times clashed and converged in my own head and heart as I experienced them over a 5-year period of time. I served in the Marines from 2001 until 2006. And this is a story that really conveys, I think, the power of doing small things to help prevent violence in places such as this slum community in the outskirts of Nairobi, Kenya, where our organization now turns about 10 years old this spring.
All right. Thank you so much, Ry Barkut, former Marine, and giving out a great message for this Memorial Day. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Molly. It's a pleasure to be here.